What up, guys? Yeah, we've got another beer review coming at you today, and this edition will be Dale's Pale Ale from Oskar Blues Brewing Company. And it's one of those, for whatever reason, whenever I see this can, I always think it's almost like what those old like Mad Dog cans, whatever. It looks almost like it's going to be one of those like older, kind of cheaper, run-of-the-mill, not-so-great beers, but this one is heavily reviewed, heavily liked across the board. It is, I think that's why they do the labeling like this. It looks like one of those just kind of older beers, and I don't know, it's just so prominent. The blue and the red and the silver, I don't know, all good. So let's get this cracked open and get to pouring. I have had one of these before. It's been ages since I've had a Dale's Pale Ale. So, yeah, it is the original craft beer in a can, according to the packaging. So anyways, we got it poured. Let's get in the review. Get into the smell. It has a nice kind of lighter nuttiness to it. It's not super deep, but there is a little bit of that. There's definitely like a subtle maltiness. Again, not overpowering, but it's there. It's kind of almost a subtle burnt toffee-ness kind of going on. Like if you turn subtle burnt into a toffee, that's kind of what I'm going at. Yeah, a bit of that hoppy bitterness to it. Again, a lot of it is like you get a lot of different things going on, but none of them are like ultra overpowering. Like they're minimal enough to let you smell everything else going on without like one becoming super dominant. So I dig that. It's nice when there's a lot of things going on and you can pick each thing out. Sometimes, you know, with certain beers, one will be so like crushing you can't really pull the other things out of it. So because of that, I'm really enjoying the way this smells. Maybe a dab of kind of pine from the hoppiness. Again, just kind of the nice subtle ingredients mixing together. So nothing super crazy, nothing overpowering. But you can almost each smell I take of this is a little something different going on. And a lot of times you'll find just a general pale ale as kind of, you know, you get one or two things and that's about it. This one has a lot of different, you know, notes. It's almost like a clone of beer. Just a little thing, you smell it the first time, you get one thing. You wait a little bit, you smell it, you get something else. It warms up a little bit, you get something else. It's really nice. So I'm going to recommend it on aroma. I'm really enjoying the way it smells. And let's get into the taste. The first thing I'm really noticing is the maltiness to it. There is like that kind of charred, burnt element to it. I feel like it shares some of that kind of burnt toast, burnt biscuit element that you might get from like an Oktoberfest. It's got a little bit of that going on. There still might be like an unsalted kind of almond going on underneath that layer of like kind of charry maltiness. There is a bit of a little bit of that piney kind of hops element to it, kind of bringing up the rear. And despite all these things going on, there is kind of like a I wouldn't say watery crisp finish, because it's not watery at all, but there is a very kind of clean end to it, even though that kind of charred toastiness lingers on the majority of your tongue. It finishes very crisp and clear, which is very interesting. A lot of times, some of the beers, like that maltiness is just kind of dragging across your tongue, like not wanting to go down. But it's not like this with this. It's not like this with this beer. It's got that, I don't know, it's a very nice, clean finish. It's got like that definite, like, it's a mountain pale ale, they call it, but definitely got almost like that mountain rain kind of clean water, clean, crisp taste at the end. So I like the evolution of the beer when you drink it. There's definitely a very nice arc of tastes going on. You get that maltiness, that kind of toasted or burnt biscuit kind of thing at the front, and then you get a little more of that kind of the nutty almond kind of thing, and then it gets into more of the hoppiness to it, which it's not overpowering, it's not overbearing. It's a little bit of hoppiness with that kind of piney thing going on, and then it ends with a nice clean finish. Very well done. Definitely enjoy it. I like the whole. It doesn't end, so it's not a 360 degree flavor experience, but a nice 180 with, how it comes in the way it ends. So I'm definitely going to recommend it on taste. I like that there's a lot of different things going on with it. So thumbs up with that. All right, next category is value for price. And yeah, this can has been around for forever. They haven't really changed it. Maybe they've gotten a little fancier with this kind of silver sunbeams coming over the mountains. But for the most part, there hasn't, the reason why I always look at this and think, it's like it looks like a mass-produced beer is because this particular can has been around for so long. The can is like, it does say the original craft beer in a can, and I don't know, I don't have any like concrete facts about that, but I would buy it because you've always seen this as a can. It's always been there long before craft beers started to jump into that can thing, back when you could only find it as, craft beer is bottled, that's it. This stood out, and I think that's definitely a major reason why it kind of blended in with some of the more mass-produced beers. But so they definitely kind of started that craft can trend, which is infinitely recyclable, according to this can. But it's not expensive. It's about as reasonably just Porky Pig the hell out of it. It's inexpensive. That's all, folks. Inexpensive for craft beer. It's always been around. So, yeah, it's a fair price. So I'm going to recommend it on the price before I just start butchering other words too. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And it's a pale ale, so there's a lot of similar elements. You got that hoppy aspect to it. It's not over the top hoppiness that you're going to get with some of the newer age IPAs, but I think that works perfect for what it's going for. If it would have been more of the new age IPA hoppiness, it would have pretty much canceled out a lot of the other tastes going on. They would have had to bump up the maltiness to get that going on. It wouldn't be able to be as complex as it is if the hoppiness was, on par with other stuff that's out now. So, but with that said, there's still enough other things going on, comparatively speaking, to your other just standard pale ales that make it stand out. It's a little different from your standard kind of British pale ale, or just kind of maybe the pale ales that you're going to find at your local craft brewery. Hopefully they have just the standard pale ale and everything isn't just IPA. I like it when you got a little, give me a few different ale varieties going on. So it's definitely different enough, complex enough to make it stand out. So I'm going to recommend it on Distinction. And next category is drinkability, and absolutely, it's nice. There's a lot of things going on. It's 6.5% ABV, and that tastes about right. But yeah, it's just a nice, pleasing beer that you can really drink at any times of the year. It's not so heavy where you're in the middle of the summer and it's just like, this is too much. And there's still enough like body and taste to it that in the wintertime and it's cold out and you want something a little thicker or heavier, this still checks off all the boxes. So it's easier to drink. It works in every season. So I'm going to recommend it for drinkability. And last category is would I buy it again? And yeah, I'd have no problem buying Dale's Pale Ale again. I mean, again, it's been a long time since I've had this one. I have had it, but you get so many craft and import options that sometimes you just kind of forget about certain things, or you're like, I've had that, I'm gonna go with that one. So I'm sure we've all been there. It's like, this is good, but I've never had this one before. There's too many choices. But I absolutely would buy it again. It's just a quality pale ale. And for me, it's got that really nice bitterness sweet spot. I could go a little more bitter if I felt like it, but this is just a nice all around. You get to experience the full spectrum of beer production, and I love it. So I would buy it again, and because of that, it gets the official Two Dudes stamp of approval. So yeah, if you haven't had Dale's Pale Ale, go out and get it. You can find it anywhere. It's one of those just kind of classic craft beers. I'm not sure. It doesn't have any information or history on it, but I'll try to include that in the video. Anyways, that is my review of Dale's Pale Ale from Oskar Blues Brewing Company. What do you think? Have you had it before? Do you like the Pale Ale? What is your opinion on Pale Ale versus the new IPAs? Granted, they're connected, but still two very different beers. If you could pick one or the other, which would you go for? Do you like the ultra hoppy stuff, or do you like something like this? Let me know in the comments. Bring up any other kind of beer, whatever you want to talk about. I'll try to get to it in other videos. But so yeah, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. But for now, for myself and Dale's Pale Ale, take it easy.